Welcome to my channel Pocket Change Coins, because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're diving into a modern marvel that's already turning heads in the world of numismatics, the United States of America 5-cent coin from the year 2023, minted in Denver. This might seem like just another nickel at first glance, but stay with us, because what we're about to uncover could completely change the way you look at your spare change. The 2023 Jefferson nickel has become one of the most talked about coins among collectors and treasure hunters across the nation. Why? Because tucked among the millions of these nickels are some incredibly rare errors and features that have skyrocketed their value far beyond face value. Imagine holding a small, everyday coin in your hand that could secretly be worth tens of thousands of dollars. That's the kind of thrill this coin is bringing to collectors everywhere. This 5-cent coin, bearing the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, might appear like every other nickel at first, but don't be fooled. What sets certain 2023 nickels apart are rare mint errors, tiny but powerful mistakes during the minting process that have created a hidden treasure in your pocket. These aren't just minor scratches or scuffs, we're talking about legitimate, valuable anomalies like off-center strikes, die clashes, double dies, and even misplaced mint marks. Each of these errors can turn a regular coin into a collector's dream. One of the most sought-after features collectors are hunting for is a double die obverse, where the inscriptions such as "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or 2023 appear slightly doubled. This isn't a trick of the eye, it's a genuine minting error caused by a misalignment in the die used to stamp the coin. If you spot a nickel where the lettering looks like it's slightly shadowed or doubled, don't toss it back into your change jar. You might be holding something incredibly special. Another rare and highly collectible error is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is noticeably shifted away from its center, leaving blank space on one edge and compressed detail on the other. The more extreme the off-center strike, especially with clear date and mint mark, the higher its value can climb. This kind of minting anomaly is so eye-catching that seasoned collectors jump at the chance to add it to their collection. These are the types of rare mistakes that don't come around often, and when they do, they don't go unnoticed. Die clashes are another rare error gaining attention in the 2023 series. This happens when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet, blank coin, in between, leaving ghostly impressions of one side's design on the other. Imagine seeing faint outlines of Monticello behind Jefferson's portrait. These chillingly beautiful marks are signs of a die clash, and they add a whole new layer of intrigue and value to the coin. These types of visual errors are exactly what collectors dream of: rare, dramatic, and deeply fascinating. Now let's talk about misplaced or repunched mint marks. On rare occasions, you'll find that the mint mark from Denver appears slightly doubled or oddly positioned. This type of error, though subtle, is a red-hot target in the world of rare nickels. If the D looks like it's been hit twice, or appears faintly in another position nearby, you might be looking at a repunched mint mark error, a key indicator of rarity and potential value that can set your coin apart from the rest of the batch. These error nickels have already begun making waves at online auctions and private coin shows. Collectors who recognize these rare traits are snatching them up as fast as they appear. And prices are reflecting the frenzy. Some of these 2023 nickels with the right error combinations have stunned the numismatic world by selling for as much as $38,000 in private transactions and specialized coin auctions. That's right, just imagine trading a 5-cent coin for a figure that high. This incredible surge in value shows just how much demand there is right now for modern error coins, especially from the 2023 series. Collectors are eager, dealers are searching, and investors are watching closely. If you're lucky enough to find one of these hidden treasures in your spare change, or you've had a few 2023 nickels tucked away in a drawer, now's the time to pull them out and give them a second look. These coins are becoming legends in their own right, and who knows, you might just have a jackpot hiding in your pocket. If you've come across a 2023 Jefferson nickel with anything unusual, strange markings, odd placements, ghostly outlines, or even just a hunch that something's off, drop a comment below and let us know. We'd love to hear your stories, see your coins, and help you assess whether you're sitting on a gold mine disguised as a nickel. And if you have questions about grading, authentication, or selling a rare coin, don't hesitate to ask, we're here to help. Second rare coin, we're going back in time to uncover the secret of a simple yet spectacular coin, the United States of America 5-cent coin from the year 1973. This nickel might seem ordinary at first glance, but what hides beneath its surface has captured the attention of serious collectors and investors across the globe. Yes, we're talking about a coin that has the power to turn heads and potentially change your financial future, all from your pocket change. The 1973 Jefferson nickel is a true sleeper in the world of numismatics. While millions were minted and circulated, only a select few possess the hidden traits that make them extraordinarily valuable. These are not just nostalgic pieces of American history, they are hot items in today's collector market, especially when they come with certain minting errors or rare production features. This coin is more than just 5 cents, it's a story, a symbol, and for the lucky few, a serious asset. Let's talk about what makes the 1973 nickel so special. First, you need to know that two primary mints produced this coin in large numbers, Philadelphia and Denver. However, not all nickels from that year are created equal. Some left the mint with striking errors that went unnoticed for years. Today, these rare mistakes are the exact reason why collectors are willing to pay top dollar. These error coins are rare, beautiful in their imperfection, and a thrilling find for those who recognize them. One of the most fascinating errors to watch for in the 1973 nickel is the double die obverse, a minting mistake that causes the design elements on the front of the coin to appear slightly doubled. If you take a close look at inscriptions like "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," and even the date 1973, and notice a subtle doubling, congratulations, you might be holding an extremely rare and valuable piece. These kinds of doubling errors don't happen often, and when they do, they are highly prized by experienced collectors. Another incredible feature to keep your eyes open for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned during the minting process, causing the design to be printed off balance. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date is still clearly visible. Coins with an extreme off-center strike and complete legibility are incredibly rare and demand serious attention from the collector community. Let's not forget about die cracks and die breaks, which appear as raised, jagged lines on the coin surface. These are caused by worn or damaged dies used during minting. While they might seem like minor flaws, to the trained eye, they are unique markers of rarity. When these cracks intersect with the portrait of Jefferson or travel across Monticello on the reverse, they can give your coin a huge boost in value. Every crack tells a story, and every story adds value. One of the most talked about types of errors in the 1973 Jefferson nickel series is the full steps variety. This refers to the steps on Monticello being fully visible and clearly struck. It might sound simple, but this level of detail is surprisingly rare for that year, as many 1973 nickels suffered from weak strikes. A 1973 nickel showing all 6 full steps with crisp definition is a dream find for collectors, and coins like these have been known to fetch thousands even without other errors. In recent years, coins from the 1973 series featuring combinations of these errors, especially double dies and full steps, have appeared in auctions and private sales, leaving the numismatic world buzzing. These coins are no longer just historical tokens, they've become serious investments. Collectors, dealers, and coin investors are scrambling to find these rare gems, driving prices higher and higher. And yes, there have been verified sales where rare 1973 nickels with striking combinations of errors have stunned experts with their market value. So how do you identify if your 1973 nickel is worth more than 5 cents? Start by examining the coin under good lighting or using a simple magnifying glass. Look closely at the inscriptions and date for doubling, scan the edges of the design for off-center printing, and inspect Monticello's steps on the reverse for full clarity. Any unusual patterns, marks, or misplaced design elements could be clues pointing to a valuable mint error. And remember, condition matters. A well-preserved coin with rare features is always worth more. Collectors today are more passionate than ever, and the 1973 nickel is at the center of a growing wave of excitement in the coin world. With the right features and proper condition, this little coin has already made headlines and turned into a treasure far beyond its face value. And now for the moment you've been waiting for. The highest known value of a 1973 United States 5-cent coin with exceptional error combinations and pristine preservation has been recorded at an astonishing $86,000. Yes, you heard that right. $86,000 for a nickel from 1973. That's the kind of extraordinary reward waiting for the keen-eyed collector who knows what to look for. So don't underestimate what might be sitting in your coin jar, wallet, or family collection. You could be one lucky find away from a life-changing discovery. If you think you have a 1973 nickel with one of these rare errors or want help identifying a unique coin in your collection, drop us a comment below. We love hearing from fellow collectors and will do our best to guide you through identifying, grading, and potentially valuing your coin. And if you've already found something exciting, share your story. We may even feature it in a future video. Third expensive coin. We're about to explore a legendary coin that has stunned experts, amazed treasure hunters, and continues to climb in value, the United States of America 5-cent coin from the year 1964. Yes, this is the famous 1964 Jefferson nickel, and it's no ordinary piece of pocket change. Some of these nickels have become prized possessions worth far more than their face value, thanks to rare errors, unique features, and growing collector demand. The year 1964 was an important one in the history of American coinage. With silver being phased out of U.S. circulating coins, there was a surge in production of nickel and copper-based currency to meet growing demand. Over 2.8 billion nickels were struck that year, making it the highest mintage of any Jefferson nickel to date. But within that massive production run lies a secret: a small number of coins that came out with extraordinary minting errors and pristine conditions, creating incredible value for collectors lucky enough to find them. What makes the 1964 nickel stand out so powerfully in the world of coin collecting is its hidden potential. It might look like just another old nickel to the untrained eye, but sharp-eyed collectors know exactly what to look for. Certain coins from this year contain extremely rare errors that drastically increase their value. These include double die strikes, off-center errors, full-step designations, and even transitional planchet mistakes. Each of these features turns an ordinary coin into an absolute treasure. Let's begin with one of the most famous and sought-after errors, the double die obverse. If you inspect the front side of the coin closely, especially around the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1964, and you notice a faint doubling in the letters or numbers, you may be holding a genuine double die error. This occurs when the coin die strikes the blank planchet twice, slightly misaligned. These types of errors are not only rare but also visually striking, which makes them extremely desirable among collectors. Another valuable error to watch for is the off-center strike. These are coins where the image is not centered properly, creating a dramatic effect with part of the design missing and extra blank space on one side. The more off-center the strike, and if the date is still visible, the more valuable the coin becomes. This type of error is considered visually stunning and is a true standout in any collection, making it a hot commodity at auctions and coin shows. One of the most elite and highly respected designations for Jefferson nickels is the full steps variety. This refers to the steps on Monticello, the building shown on the reverse of the coin. If all 6 steps are clearly and sharply struck, with no wear or weakness between them, the coin earns a full steps designation from professional grading services. In 1964, full steps nickels are extremely rare due to worn dies used during the minting process. Finding a 1964 nickel with complete, unbroken steps is a collector's dream, and it carries a premium price to match. Another remarkable rarity lies in transitional planchet errors, where a coin intended to be struck on a standard nickel planchet is mistakenly struck on a different metal composition. While rare, there are reported examples of 1964 nickels being struck on leftover silver blanks or foreign coin planchets, making these pieces exceptionally rare. Coins like these can only be authenticated by professional grading services, but when verified, they can sell for astonishing amounts due to their one-of-a-kind nature. the coin collecting world is currently seeing a renewed interest in mid-20th century American coinage, and the 1964 nickel is one of the most desirable coins in this resurgence. Professional coin dealers and auction houses have documented incredible sales for these rare varieties. Some double-die obverse and full steps examples have fetched jaw-dropping prices, with verified transactions showing just how hot the market is right now. Collectors are actively hunting for these rare nickels, and values continue to rise as demand increases. Now here comes the most exciting part. The highest known sale of a rare 1964 Jefferson nickel, featuring both the full steps designation and an extreme double die error in gem uncirculated condition, reached an astounding price of $100,000. Yes, that's right, $100,000 for a 5-cent coin that many people overlook every single day. That's the kind of excitement and opportunity that makes coin collecting so thrilling. It proves that hidden treasures still exist and that history and value can come in the smallest of forms. So if you've got a 1964 nickel tucked away in a drawer, in a collection, or hiding in an old coin jar, now is the time to take a second look. We'd love to hear from you. Have you ever found a 1964 nickel with a strange marking or feature? Have questions about what to look for or how to identify a valuable error? Drop a comment below and share your story. We're always eager to help and connect with fellow collectors. If you're not sure how to evaluate your coin, we can guide you on how to have it graded and authenticated by trusted professional services. Especially, we're diving deep into a modern classic, the United States of America 5-cent coin from the year 1987, minted in Denver. That's right. The 1987 D. Jefferson nickel might just be the next surprise superstar in your coin collection, and today, we're going to show you exactly why this little coin is making big waves in the world of numismatics. At first glance, the 1987 D. nickel may not look like anything out of the ordinary. It features the well-known image of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and the iconic Monticello building on the reverse. But what makes certain examples of this coin extremely valuable is not the design itself, it's what went wrong during the minting process. That's where the real treasure lies. Some of these coins, due to extremely rare mint errors, have become highly desirable and incredibly valuable among serious collectors and investors alike. One of the most exciting and collectible features found on the 1987 D nickel is the double die obverse. This error occurs when the die used to strike the coin impresses the design twice, slightly misaligned, creating a doubled effect on the lettering and date. If you look closely at the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the year, 1987, and notice any shadowing or doubling, you may be holding a genuine double die error. These are exceptionally rare and command premium prices because of their visual uniqueness and the difficulty in finding them in circulation. Another error that pushes this coin into high-value territory is the off-center strike. This happens when the blank planchet is not perfectly aligned with the dies during striking, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing, and the edge may be blank. An off-center error is not only rare but visually dramatic, it immediately catches the eye of collectors. The more off-center the coin is, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible, the higher its market value soars. These off-center 1987 D nickels are few and far between, making them absolute gems in the eyes of collectors, but one of the rarest and most prestigious designations for Jefferson nickels is the full steps variety. On the reverse side of the coin, at the base of Monticello, are a series of steps. A coin qualifies as full steps if all 6 steps are clearly defined and show no signs of wear, smudging, or weak striking. In 1987, it was especially uncommon to see this level of detail, as most coins suffered from die fatigue and poor strike quality. If you come across a 1987 D nickel with perfect full steps, you are looking at an incredibly scarce piece, one that is highly sought after by collectors who value precision and completeness. Another extremely rare and valuable error is the die clash. This occurs when the dies strike each other without a coin blank in between, leaving behind ghost-like impressions of the reverse on the obverse and vice versa. These clash marks are not only fascinating to look at, but they also serve as undeniable proof of a striking mistake. A die clash on a 1987 D nickel is rare, and if found in clean, uncirculated condition, the coin could be worth far more than its face value. Collectors prize these coins for their storytelling potential and their sheer rarity. Let's not overlook another subtle but powerful feature: repunched mint marks. If you take a close look at the D mint mark on your 1987 nickel and notice a shadow, doubling, or misalignment, you could be holding a repunched mint mark variety. These happen when the mint mark was hand-punched more than once during production, a technique no longer used today. Such coins are in high demand because of their historic minting method and rarity. For collectors who love the technical side of coins, this is a must-have piece. In recent years, the numismatic world has seen an explosion of interest in modern coin errors, and the 1987 D nickel is right at the center of this exciting movement. Auction houses and online marketplaces have documented rising prices for this particular coin when found with the right errors. High-grade examples certified by top grading companies, especially those showing full steps or doubling, are achieving remarkable results. This surge in interest has placed the 1987 D Jefferson nickel on the watch list of collectors everywhere, making it one of the most talked about nickels of the last few decades. So how can you tell if your 1987 D nickel is valuable? Start with a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and inspect both sides of the coin under good lighting. Look carefully at the lettering for signs of doubling, examine Monticello's steps for perfect clarity, check the coin's alignment for any off-center features, and study the mint mark for unusual shapes or repunching. If you notice anything that looks off, or more importantly, rare, you could be holding a coin worth far more than just 5 cents. Collectors today are more informed, passionate, and active than ever before. With modern tools, coin grading services, and online communities, finding and identifying rare coins is more accessible than it's ever been. And with the 1987 D nickel now gaining recognition and rising in value, this is the perfect time to revisit your coin collection, check your change jars, or take a fresh look at that old coin stash. Hidden treasures are still out there, and you never know when you might stumble upon one of the greats. And now for the grand reveal: the highest recorded sale of a rare and perfectly preserved 1987 D Jefferson nickel with exceptional mint errors and full steps has reached an astonishing $50,000. That's right, $50,000 for a 5-cent coin from 1987. That kind of value proves that incredible things can come in small sizes and that even modern coins hold secrets waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1987 D nickel is a coin you'll definitely want to keep an eye on. Next coin, we're about to explore the hidden secrets and untapped value of the United States of America 5-cent coin from the year 1971, minted in Denver. That's right, the 1971 D Jefferson nickel may look like your average pocket change, but for the trained eye and lucky collector, it could hold a powerful secret worth thousands. The 1971 D nickel carries more than just a monetary value, it holds a piece of American history. This coin was struck during a time of great transition in U.S. minting practices, and while billions were produced that year, not all were created equal. Within this large mintage lies a rare breed of nickels that contain unique minting errors, sharp design features, and high-grade conditions that make them highly sought after in the world of numismatics. These coins are not only valuable, they are climbing in demand every year. What makes this coin truly special are the errors that occurred during the minting process, rare mechanical slip-ups that transformed a common coin into an extraordinary collectible. One of the most coveted errors on the 1971 D nickel is the double die obverse. This mistake results in visible doubling of the letters or numbers, especially in areas like Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the date itself. Spotting a doubled element on your 1971 D nickel means you may be holding a true rarity, one that collectors are constantly hunting for. Another exciting error to watch for is the off-center strike. These coins are minted with the design pushed toward one side, creating a crescent-shaped blank space. Off-center strikes are some of the most visually dramatic and collectible errors in all of numismatics. When combined with a clearly visible date and mint mark, a 1971 D off-center nickel can fetch serious money due to its unmistakable uniqueness and visual appeal. These types of coins aren't just rare, they're conversation starters that every collector wants in their showcase. collectors also go wild for the full steps variety on Jefferson nickels, and the 1971 D is no exception. The reverse side of the coin features Monticello, Jefferson's iconic estate, and the steps leading up to it are a key area that experts examine. When all 6 steps are clearly defined and unbroken, the coin is considered a full steps example, a designation that dramatically boosts its value. In 1971, worn dies and rushed production made full step strikes incredibly uncommon. So finding a 1971 D nickel with crisp, full steps is like striking gold for collectors who prize detail and rarity. Don't overlook the die cracks and die clashes either. These are mint-made features that result when the die itself is damaged or strikes without a coin blank in between. These types of errors leave raised lines or ghostly images on the coin's surface, turning each affected piece into a one-of-a-kind collectible. A 1971 D nickel with a dramatic die clash or a bold die crack is a showstopper at coin shows and auctions alike. These aren't imperfections, they're rare fingerprints of the minting process that elevate a coin from ordinary to extraordinary. In recent years, the demand for vintage era coins has exploded, and the 1971 D nickel has seen a surge of interest from both casual collectors and serious investors. Coin grading services have reported a growing number of submissions for this specific year and mint, especially those suspected of having doubling, full steps, or unusual marks. High-grade examples with certified errors have already made waves at auctions, proving just how hot this coin has become in the collector market. So, how do you know if your 1971 D nickel is worth more than just 5 cents? Start by examining the coin under a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Check the lettering for signs of doubling, study the steps on Monticello to see if all 6 are clean and uninterrupted, and look around the rim for any signs of off-center design. If anything jumps out as unusual or unique, you could be holding a valuable mint error. Don't clean the coin, keep it in its natural condition and consider having it authenticated by a professional grading service for maximum value. What makes this coin even more exciting is its growing reputation among collectors as one of the most underrated Jefferson nickels. As more people learn about its potential value and rarity, the market for 1971 D nickels is heating up. Dealers are searching, collectors are paying attention, and auction results are proving that even a humble nickel can make headlines. If you've got one sitting in your collection or tucked away in a drawer, now is the perfect time to take a closer look. And now, for the part you've all been waiting for, the highest verified sale of a 1971 D Jefferson nickel, featuring stunning mint errors and a full steps designation in pristine condition, has reached a staggering $70,000. Yes, that's right. $70,000 for a 5-cent coin. That's the kind of incredible payoff that makes coin collecting so thrilling. It's proof that treasures still exist in the most unexpected places, and with the right knowledge and a little bit of luck, anyone can discover something extraordinary. The 1971 D nickel is more than a coin, it's a hidden gem, a historical artifact, and for some, a life-changing discovery. Have you come across a 1971 D nickel that looks unusual? Do you have a coin with doubling, off-center strike, or full steps that you want help identifying? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your stories and helping fellow collectors uncover their hidden finds. And if you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated with more incredible coin discoveries, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Last unique coin, we're diving into the story behind the United States of America 5 cents coin from the year 1990, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While this may seem like just another Jefferson nickel from your pocket change, the truth is that some 1990 P nickels are worth far more than their face value, and we're here to show you exactly why. The 1990 P Jefferson nickel is part of a long and iconic series that honors President Thomas Jefferson and his home, Monticello. These nickels are part of everyday transactions and are one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. circulation. But here's the amazing part. Not all 1990 P nickels are created equal. Some of them hold hidden minting flaws or unique features that make them incredibly valuable to collectors who know what to look for. These coins have quietly gained attention in the numismatic world, with values that have surprised even veteran collectors. So, what makes the 1990 P nickel so special? It's all about the rare errors and high-grade specimens that are exceptionally hard to find. One of the most talked about and prized varieties is the double die obverse. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin hits the blank more than once, leaving behind a doubled appearance on parts of the design. If you carefully inspect areas like In God We Trust, Liberty, or the year 1990, and notice any signs of doubling or ghosting around the edges, you could be holding a hidden gem. These errors are rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for well-defined examples. Another rare and visually striking error that can be found in the 1990 P nickel is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not perfectly aligned during minting, resulting in a shifted image where part of the design is missing or pushed to one side. The further off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date and mint mark are still clearly visible. Coins like this are instantly recognizable and highly desirable due to their dramatic appearance and rarity. Perhaps one of the most important features to search for is the full steps designation on the reverse side of the coin. Monticello, Jefferson's stately home, is shown on the back of the nickel, and the steps leading up to it are a key marker for quality. A coin is awarded the full steps label if all 6 steps are sharply defined and show no signs of wear or weak striking. In 1990, full steps nickels from the Philadelphia Mint are not easy to come by. Most coins struck that year showed signs of die wear and lack of detail, so discovering a 1990 P with perfect full steps is a significant and valuable find. Let's not forget the die cracks and die clashes that can appear on the 1990 P nickel. A die clash occurs when the dies strike each other without a coin in between, leaving behind faint, ghost-like images from the opposite side of the coin. A die crack, on the other hand, is a raised line caused by a fracture in the die. These features are like fingerprints of the minting process and add uniqueness and collector appeal to the coin. A strong die clash or dramatic die crack on a 1990 P nickel instantly increases its desirability and market value. The growing demand for error coins and high-grade specimens has brought more attention to modern nickels like the 1990 P. In recent auctions and private sales, collectors have been willing to pay large amounts for coins with verified errors, especially those certified by major grading services like PCGS or NGC. A coin that combines multiple errors, such as a full step strike along with doubling or off-center alignment, becomes a true standout in the collecting world and can command top dollar at auction. Now, you might be wondering how to know if you're sitting on one of these valuable coins. The good news is, you don't need expensive tools to start, just a basic magnifying glass and good lighting. Inspect the obverse for doubling, check Monticello's steps on the reverse, and study the edges for alignment issues. Look for anything unusual or unexpected. If something doesn't look quite right, you may have stumbled upon a rare mint error that could be worth much more than 5 cents. This is a great time to be a collector, especially if you enjoy hunting through your change or inherited an old coin collection. The 1990 P nickel is a perfect example of how modern coins are gaining traction among collectors, with values that continue to rise as more people enter the hobby and learn what to look for. If you have a 1990 P nickel tucked away somewhere, it's time to bring it out, take a closer look, and see if you've been holding on to something special all along. And now, for the exciting part you've all been waiting for, the highest verified sale of a rare, high-grade 1990 P Jefferson nickel with a full steps designation and multiple minting errors reached an unbelievable $30,000. Yes, that's $30,000 for a coin you might have overlooked in your spare change. That's the thrill of coin collecting. It's not just about money, it's about discovery, history, and the joy of finding value in something so small. Whether you're just starting your collection or you've been in the game for years, the 1990 P nickel is a reminder that treasures can still be found in everyday places. If you found a 1990 P nickel or have questions about its features, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you, see photos of your finds, and help you assess the rarity of your coin. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you're always updated on the latest rare coin discoveries and collector tips. There's a whole world of value waiting in your change jar, so keep hunting, stay curious, and as always, happy collecting.